Today I fucked up by accidentally dropping my sex toy and leaving it in the bathroom. I'm absolutely cringing to death right now. I'm a 45-year mum, who hasn't had sex since June last year, entirely my choice. So anyway, today I was chatting to a friend of mine on here, that I've chatted to on and off since around April of last year. He mentioned a few things to me, I got a bit turned on and off. I went to the bathroom, with the dildo and a couple of other things and my phone. It's also the only room that has a door lock. Kids were off doing stuff, so I knew I'd have some uninterrupted me time. I did my thing with my toys and recorded a couple of short video clips. Gathered everything up and got back to my room and put everything away. At least I thought I did. My teen came and knocked at my bedroom door, after they had gotten home. Mum, they said over tears of laughter, there's something you've forgotten in the bathroom. I immediately died inside, realizing it must have been one of the sex toys. I gathered myself and the last shreds of my dignity and walked out, down the hall and collected the dildo and lube. As I walked back, my teen was still laughing and saying it was okay, they thought it was funny. I said, well, it's been a long time since I've been with a man, and when you get to my age, a woman has needs. I laughed a bit and then told them that we shall never speak of this again, jokingly. I have always been open about sexuality and the kids do come and ask me questions that I answer, honestly. I'm just glad they don't seem to have been scarred for life, because I have never been so embarrassed, lol. I've put all my stuff back in its special hiding spot and I think it will be a long time before I take them anywhere out of my room again. Too long didn't read, my kid found my sex toy I had accidentally dropped in the bathroom and I died inside. Now you need to barge in on your kid masturbating to assert dominance. It's the only way to regain your dignity. At least your kids didn't find your profile. They're not on Reddit. If they worked out it was me and then saw the NSFW warning, I'm pretty sure that's something they don't want to click past and see, haha. I know if it were my mum, I'd be hitting that back button so hard it would leave little thumb skid marks. I just hope they don't have Reddit. Haha, no, they hate Reddit, thank God. They think it's so uncool. Invest in a doorknob with a lock for your room. You deserve me time in the comfort of your own room. Today I fucked up by ruining my girlfriend's fantasy. This happened yesterday. During quarantine, my girlfriend and I have spent a lot of time together. That generally means we get bored and indulge in each other. Lately, we've taken to sharing fantasies during sex. We're both pretty open people, so those fantasies are either another woman or another man with us. Without going into too much detail, we were going at it and talking our fantasy, which was girl on girl. Then when she got close to orgasm, for some stupid reason, I said in an announcer voice and then Kevin Durant comes in. Needless to say, she lost it and was like, what the fuck. I did manage to redeem myself and get her off and now we laugh about it, but damn, she was pissed. TLDR, brought Kevin Durant into a fantasy while getting my GF off and totally ruined her orgasm. Oh, but payback. Just you wait, sucker. Yeah, she'll bring in James Harden next time. This is literally adorably hilarious. Hope she's a good sport about it. Oh yeah, I showed her this post and she loved it. Imagine if you had shouted I tease John Cena. I do troll her with John Cena from time to time. Not during sex, but we'll be talking about some band or actor and I'll be like, oh, I know someone like that. She'll be like, oh, who? His name is John Cena! Exclamation mark. She throws up her hands and rolls her eyes while I do the dun dun and music. She does it to me too. We've been together for a year and I'm gonna marry her, she just doesn't know it yet. Maybe she wanted Kyrie instead. For some stupid reason, I said in an announcer voice and then Kevin Durant comes in. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Today I fucked up by accidentally slipping out 2 extra words at the end of a sentence. This actually happened in early 2019, but it is still a really awful story that I still think about from time to time as one of my biggest social blunders ever. At the time, I worked full-time, but there were some part-time workers there who were only there on Thursday and Friday. One of the part-time workers was a properly really bitchy British punk girl. She had a huge attitude, and was always moaning and whining and answering back to her supervisor, often in a very crass manner. She was very direct and never held back. If she wasn't happy about something, boy did she let you and everyone else in the room know. One time, she was telling us this long story about an encounter she had with a guy in a nightclub. He mentioned all the alcohol and drugs she was on that night, and then she said that the guy at the club had basically implied she was fat. She concluded the story with "I fucking clocked that motherfucker right round his fucking face," and the fucking expression he made, like, it was fucking priceless. The cunt had no fucking clue what hit him. As she told the story, everyone around her started laughing and saying "yes, girl," and that kind of stuff. I then said, was he fat himself? Except, that's what I meant to say. 2 extra words slipped out at the end of the sentence. I have no idea why or where these extra words came from. I didn't conjure them in my head, but my mouth just said them out loud. What I actually said was he fat himself as well? I have no idea where the "as well" came from. She was thin as a rake. As soon as I finished that sentence, I quickly put my hand to my mouth, as if I could somehow unsay the words that had just slipped out. Suddenly, she gave me the biggest death glare I have ever seen. If looks could kill, the whole room, heck, the whole building would have died at that exact moment. So much ice, hatred and contempt surged through her face. She slowly came up to me and it felt like the Grim Reaper herself was approaching me. "What the fuck do you mean as well?" I realized I could be 2 seconds away from becoming the next motherfucker that could be clocked right round his face. The next cunt who wouldn't know what hit him. In my panic I fumbled some sentence about how thin she is and how I meant something else, like no, I meant like I bet he's fat as well, as in like like as well, you know. Not like you, but as well, so he can't comment and oh shit, it's 3, I'm late for my meeting. I had no meeting. She just stared at me, each second feeling like an hour. I was waiting for the blow and to be knocked out cold. I was briefly trying to remember all my karate from when I was a kid and wondering if I would finally actually use the 5 years of lessons to get my black belt for something useful. Finally, shook her head and said, "Fucking men, all the fucking same. Fucking pathetic little shitheads, all of them, absolutely no exceptions." She then angrily walked off, and everyone else around her basically implied I was a massive dickhead. I tried to say I really didn't mean to say as well, and that it literally just slipped out. But they of course didn't want to hear it. From that group, I was forever alienated until I left that job. I basically had to avoid them whenever I saw them and keep well away from them. In their eyes, I was a fat shamer and nothing was going to change that. Too long didn't read. By accidentally adding 2 extra words to the end of a sentence, I accidentally told a really bitchy and skinny girl at work that she was fat. I almost got a smack round the face, but got off with a speech about how awful men are. However, I was forever alienated from that whole group. Why did they sympathize with her though? She doesn't sound well liked. She'll never forget this moment. That's because elephants never forget. The pro move, I meant as well as in, like, in addition to being an asshole. She assaulted this guy at the club and everyone said yes, girl. Weird. They probably actually said yes, girl. There are plenty of scumbags who want to have a problem with someone else to validate themselves, sadly.